Good evening, I'm Ann Nyberg.
And I'm Darren Kramer. We are learning more tonight about the Vernon man who police say drove from Connecticut to Wyoming to kill his father and his girlfriend.
Police say 25-year-old Christopher Crum tried to get a gun permit, but ultimately decided to leave town without it. News 8's Annie Rourke is live in News 8 Control with the latest on this. Annie?
Ann and Darren, Vernon police have been assisting Casper, Wyoming police in the investigation of this double murder-suicide. Today they announced that Christopher Crum had applied for a pistol permit 6 weeks before in Vernon. He never got that permit and he didn't use a gun in his crime. Crum used a bow and arrow and a knife.
Vernon police had just one prior contact with 25-year-old Christopher Crum.
Came into the Vernon Police Department and filed a pistol permit application. Crum was fingerprinted and his completed application was collected.
The next time that Vernon was contacted concerning Crum was following his killing spree in his hometown of Casper, Wyoming. Crum drove across the country, confronted his father's girlfriend at their home, and stabbed 42-year-old Heidi Arnold to death. He then went to Casper College, where his father worked. In front of a class of students, he shot 56-year-old James Crum in the head with a bow and arrow and then stabbed him to death. Crum then killed himself. By Friday night, Vernon police were searching this rooming house on Grove Street.
Precaution, the Hartford Police Bomb Squad was contacted and assisted in the execution of the warrant. No hazardous devices were found. During the search, Vernon detectives seized some paper records.
They collected some papers, a printer, and other assorted items, which will now be forwarded to authorities in Wyoming. Crum's neighbors here say they saw no warning signs.
He's my neighbor, so we'd see him occasionally in the hallway, and he was a nice guy. Wasn't like super friendly, didn't really talk to anybody in depth.
They tell us he had just started a new job in Manchester and spoke often of having Asperger's syndrome. Acquaintances back home in Casper say he had always been socially awkward. He was quite an introvert, but they say he had always been very kind.
Chris was very sensitive, and I always felt he was very fragile. I mean, this is because he was very, very broken. Something really broke in him.
We're told that it is unusual for people with Asperger's syndrome to act out violently, and it is not yet clear what the motive was in this case. Live in News 8 Control, Annie Rourke.